Welcome to Get Behind the Arts 2018. I'm Jason Rimkus. I'm going to be doing some interviewing at the event, and I'm with...
I'm Richard Schmerling, Vice President of Kenosha Community Media, and enjoy the show.
Okay, here we are at the Get Behind the Arts 2018, and we got to start off with this program with none other Francisco Loyola. Francisco, thank you so much for participating in this event. Well, for those who don't know about Get Behind the Arts, what is it?
Hi, Jason. Nice to see you. Thank you for stopping by. The Get Behind the Arts is an studio tour self-guide that they started 8 years ago. Believe it or not, this is going to be our 8th year. The idea was to connect the artists between Racine and Kenosha, and the artists independently working together, having supporting and sponsoring and organizing this event. It started as an development from the Wisconsin Arts Board. In 2010, they just started a series of community conversations where they visit Racine and Kenosha for 1 year. From those conversations, a lot of developments started happening as a result of the conversations. The Get Behind the Arts was one of them. I believe they started in an organic way, but it has been continuing that way. And we want to keep it without a board. We want to keep it as a group of artists working together just to showcase to the community the activities the artists do, the works that they create, and the importance for the economic development of the city. I really happy with the way that this has been evolving, and every year is growing a little bit more. No?
Kenosha Creative Space, let's hear all about that, because that's been in the news, and let's update. So what is Kenosha Creative Space? And
the Kenosha Creative Space started a few years back. We started working with them, the community, the artists, the institutions, to create a program that, I don't know if you remember, it was called the Windows of Downtown, where we were showcasing artwork on the empty spaces the downtown have at that time. At that time, we have 18 locations in the area where artists, individual artists, members of Lemon Street, students from Carthage College, etc., were working on and help us to put a showcase on the art on the windows. Right now, the program, we don't have the need of that program because there are no empty windows in the downtown area. I think that now it's really hard to find an empty space, with the exception of the 3 buildings that need a lot of work, but the rest of the smaller spaces are already being occupied. After that, we started getting into pop-up and gallery events, and we started getting into the actual spaces. And from that came the idea to try to use the art and the creativity of the community in order to rehab a building that has been empty for a few years, and this on 6th Avenue and 58th Street. There's the Kresge building, pretty much everybody recognizes as the blue building. Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately, the budget for the total rehabilitation was beyond what everybody was expecting. And we decided to go with Plan B. So Plan B is the location that you have right now. The thing is a little bit more manageable. We were able to open the gallery faster timeline than what we were expecting, and I think that we have delivered the goal of providing a community center where artists come and work together, share ideas, and try to expand all these ideas with the rest of the community. So the location now is in the corner of the corner of 57th Street and 7th Avenue, and the gallery, we are probably going to call it 624 Gallery, because that's actually the number of the location, and it has a big 624 number on the corner. So I think that just makes sense.
So if someone wants to learn more about the Kenosha Creative Space, is there a website, phone
You
number?
can go to KenoshaCreativeSpace.com, and to make it easier to find this info at KenoshaCreativeSpace.com will be the email address, or you can call 262-945-9411.
And the address?
It's 624 57th Street.
Well, Francisco, once again, it's a great creative space here, and it's great that you participate in this, organizing the Get Behind the Arts. It's a great event here. So, Francisco, thanks so much for talking.
Thank you very much, Jason.
Here we are at Get Behind the Arts at the new Kenosha Creative Space, and I'm with your name?
Julia Schiller.
Julia, nice to see you today. Now, you're participating in the Get Behind the Arts. Is this your first year, or have you done it before?
This is my second year.
Oh, great.
Yes.
So, what do we got to showcase today?
So I do a technique from the 70s actually, which is a Polaroid emulsion lift. So I use film that they don't actually even make anymore. They stopped making it in 2008. And basically I make a Polaroid copy of one of my photographs and then peel off the emulsion and then paint on top of it.
How long does that take to do that?
It takes a couple hours for it to set and dry and for me to paint it. But today I brought my hair dryer to speed up the drying process a little bit.
Well, that process, did you sort of invent it, or is that something you learned?
I actually was lucky enough to learn it years ago from an artist who introduced me to it. Yes.
All right. Now, what? Now you have your toolkit here, your paint kit?
Yep, I've got a lot of different things here because I don't just put the photographs on watercolor paper. I also put it on metal. I also put it on this, and I use sometimes I use old typewriter letters to actually pound words into the metal as well. So I'm planning on doing a demonstration of that today.
Do you have your own studio, or?
I pretty much work from home. Yeah, but also, thank goodness we have the Kenosha Creative Space open too, so everyone can gather here and exchange ideas, and it's been a great thing for the downtown artist community of Kenosha.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's your Polaroid machine, is that?
That's right.
Anything else we can talk about your artwork? How long have you been doing it?
I've been a photographer, honestly, the majority of my life because of my parents. So I still work in a darkroom, and I use the old analog techniques. I really don't use digital in my art. I think that's really important to actually use tangible objects and not just files on a computer all the time.
So if someone wants to get your artwork, do you have like a website presence or Facebook or locations? Let's hear it.
Yes, not only do I put my art occasionally around Kenosha and at Peachtree, but of course you can visit juliaschiller.com and check out Facebook, my website, Instagram, all of that.
Hi, I'm Richard Schmerling, and your name is?
My name is Ajay Beatty.
And I'm here at Get Behind the Arts today. And can you tell me a little bit about your presentation, what you got going on?
Yes, so I'm a mixed media artist. I do a lot of different things. Everything's mostly nature oriented. So today I'm doing a terrarium workshop where you can build your own. There's more creative elements to this than a traditional terrarium. And this is just in time for Mother's Day, just getting people ready to get in the ground with spring being full in bloom here now for us. And I also do like tissue paper art. Again, different canvas, acrylic, mixed media. I do a lot of flower installations, and I'm also a member of the Creative Space. Really excited to share my different art forms with the public and the rest of our arts economy. And I also will be doing the same workshop in a week for a Girl Scout troop to help them earn some badges and also, again, get them hands-on making like a gift for a Mother's Day present.
You know, with the weather we've been having lately, it's really great to see all the beautiful plants you got in here today.
Thank you. Yeah. I usually find that if that's missing from an art exhibit or an event, like I'm always the first person to be like, okay, either we need some real flowers or I'll do a flower installation. Just kind of brings some color and a sense of grounding to us as people, I feel.
Yeah, it's giving me spring fever, I know that.
That's great.
Hi, I'm here today at Kenosha's Creative Space. Can you tell me your name and what we got going on?
Yes, I'm. Do you want to hold this? I'm David Jones. I'm the co-founder of the Center for Collaborative Research here in Kenosha, and today we're going to be doing relief printing. The organization we represent, we actually have that big white van outside that is our press on wheels, and we go into schools, go into the community, do pop-ups like this, and introduce people to printmaking and encourage them to get involved. And John Zarin is my apt assistant today, who's with the Gateway Technical Foundation, and Technical College, I should say. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to do a relief print, and I'll ink this up. So we do all sorts of printmaking, paper making. We worked with, we actually ran an organization in Chicago for 25 years doing exactly this kind of thing, and then we moved to Kenosha and figured out that we wanted to continue to make prints and teach people the printmaking and how wonderful and how awesome it is. So we have our portable etching press. We're using an oil-based ink. One of the things that John and I are exploring is that intersection of handmade work and technology. So like this block here was used, we made that block using a laser cutter, but then we take it back to the 1800s and hand print. So I'm basically inking up a block. And we could print this either a couple ways. We could either use the press, or we could actually use the ancient baron. This is a baron that was made in Japan, which is the traditional way of printing in the Japanese style prints. And what I'm going to do just to show you how the possibilities, we'll just use the baron. Lay a piece of paper. We also do hand paper making. So this is some sheets that were made by we have a Hollander beater mill, so we can actually go in and make paper. We did that the other night at the Get Behind the Arts event, and it was absolutely a blast. We just had a great time. And so what we do is we have a thing called make a sheet, take a sheet. So people will make a sheet of paper and then they get to take a sheet that it's already dried. So we then take it back to our home studio and press it and dry it. So we're doing all kinds of things. Now let's see how this looks here. I'm printing yellow, so it's going to be kind of hard to see. Yeah, almost impossible to see. But here's the image. So this is a piece that we did hand cut and then printed on an Asian paper.
Do you have a web presence?
We do. We have the Center for Collaborative Research.org, and also we're partners at the Kenosha Creative Space. So we'll be doing programming here and next door as things move along.
Well, thank you for your time today. It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure.
All right, here we are at the Get Behind the Arts 2018, and I am at the Kenosha Art Association, and I am with your name?
Jill Montgomery.
Jill, nice to see you today. For those who don't know about the Kenosha Art Association, what is it?
It's a community group that's we're over 50 years old now, and we do art classes. We do the art fair, which is coming up the first Sunday in June for years and years now, and so we're in charge of that. And then again, community events and art classes here.
And you teach classes? And let's hear what
I teach classes. I teach some needle felting classes. I do some glass fusing. We do that here. I have a kiln here. Then we do teach glass fusing. Over here is some quilling stuff. I do drawing classes. Later on this afternoon, Barb Farrell will be here, which is our wonderful watercolor instructor. So we teach a variety of classes here.
And then, so what is your specific artwork that you do on your own?
On my own, lately it's been the needle felting. I do a lot of drawing and painting also, but lately this is the newest interest, so that's what I'm concentrating on.
How long does it take you to complete one?
Depending upon the project. So here's a future bunny. This might take me a couple hours. Something like one of these eggs, the start might only be a half an hour or so, but then the designs can take another hour or two. Pumpkins. I've taught this class here at the museum. In 2 hours, some people got 1 pumpkin done, and some got 3 done. So it kind of depends upon the individual.
Artwork for sale or anything like that?
Yes, some of it is for sale. And again, at the Kenosha Art Association site, we list the classes that we have. And we have some new ones coming up, and one will be felting. There's also a glass fusing. And then they can check those places and then just get in contact with me too for anything. And we also do, if a group would like to have an art class, they can say what they'd like to, and it's almost like an art class party. We can arrange stuff for them, so that's nice too. We're flexible that way with your time figuring something out.
It's great to get involved in those classes because there's a lot of great artists out there and they just don't know it until they start.
Right, until they try something new. This is something that's not usually available, like a kiln to do this, but I have one here, and they get to try different things and see if they're interested in something before investing lots of money in trying something.
If someone want to get involved in those workshops, the website for the Art Association?
It's the Kenosha Art Association, and I can't remember the correct one, so I don't want to say it. Right, it's like we're on there and it lists the classes. And again, we'll have lots of information. Before you know it, will be the art fair. And so we're down there and have presence there, and there will be stuff for sale and information to sign up for the group, to sponsor things and help the art in the community. So the website, all they have to do is Google it.
And we got something new going on this year. And your name?
Allison Merritt.
Alice, let's hear about what's going on. I see a lot of pianos, piano painting. What's going on today?
We have 12 artists here who are participating in the Keyed Up Kenosha project. So we are decorating our pianos to be installed downtown this summer.
How did this whole Keyed Up Kenosha project get started?
Through the Kenosha News, artists had to submit proposals, and then they picked 12 of us.
Where did the pianos come from?
I believe they came from a place in Waukegan.
Okay. And you're going to paint them, and they're going to be placed throughout Kenosha?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, excellent. So you're an artist?
I am.
And what do you do?
I'm an art teacher in Beach Park, Illinois.
Okay, very nice. So how long is it taking to paint one of these pianos?
Several hours. We have till June 1st to finish it.
Okay. Are you going to have a big event on that?
Yeah, they're going to do an event, I believe, on June 3rd, and then they're going to auction the pianos off in October after they've been outside.
Okay, here we are at in the Kenosha News building where there's some great artists here painting some pianos. Let's hear all about it. What are you doing?
Hi, my name's Kelly, and I'm a painter from Racine, Wisconsin, and today I'm here painting my piano.
That is very nice. How'd you get involved in this project?
I read about it in the Kenosha News, and a few of my coworkers encouraged me to sign up, so I threw my name in a hat, and I was lucky enough to have my application picked.
How long have you been painting?
Well, I graduated from UW Parkside with my art degree in 2010, so that was about 8 years ago, but I've always enjoyed painting since I was a youngster.
Excellent. Very, very colorful. I mean, once when I walked in, it's like it just sticks out. What do you use to paint the piano?
I use acrylic paints.
Okay. And is that what kind of creates that color, that bright color?
I like to use a lot of bright colors, so I tend to focus my work on the neon colors and just lots of bright tropical looking things.
And how long does it take you to paint the piano roughly?
I've been working on it since the end of March, and I'll go a few days after work each week and work for a few hours.
Are you having fun at the Get Behind the Arts event?
Yeah, so far so good. I was at the Racine Studios yesterday working all day, so it's been a long weekend for me, but I'm having a lot of fun.
Well, thanks so much for talking with us today. Great piano, great artwork, and thanks so much for talking with us today. Oh, and one other quick thing is, do you have your a Facebook or website presence for your own artwork?
Yes, I have an Instagram and a Tumblr blog.
Okay, and how do they get there? You just type your name?
Yeah, I actually have a business card with me today, and on Instagram, my handle is @KellyWittyArt.
Well, we'll definitely check that out. Check out more of your artwork, and thanks so much for talking to us today.
Thank you.
I'm here inside the Kenosha News building, and I understand we got some piano painting going on. Can you tell me your name and about your event?
My name is Denise Evans, and the name of my piano is A Rose is Still a Rose. It's a Aretha Franklin song. and I have my daughter with me helping out, Allison, Nicole. And where I'm painting for was at the Keyed Up Kenosha. I know the pianos are going to be placed throughout the downtown area, and I'm really excited. So.
Did you hear about the event through the Kenosha News?
Yes, I did, and on Facebook, I sent a deadline for it. So I think it took me a day to come up with my design. So, yeah, and I hurried up and turned it in before the deadline was over.
Now, are you located in Kenosha and you do artwork on a regular basis?
Yes, I do. I do a lot of in-home stuff. I like to draw portraits. I like to paint. I'm into tattooing. But I really just want to get back into painting because I haven't did it since high school. So,
do you have a website or a Facebook presence by any chance?
On Facebook, was it Lovely Evans? That's it.
Hi, I'm Rich Schmerling, and I'm here today with...
My name is Bitsy Coates, and this is my partner, Marissa Wilson.
And you're involved in Get Behind the Keys? Is that where...
This is called Keyed Up Kenosha, and today is the Get Behind the Arts party for Kenosha. Yesterday they did Racine. They've been doing that for a few years now.
And you're working on a piano that I understand will be on display in the downtown Kenosha area.
Yes, that is correct. And our piano is kind of unique. We're working in a black and white palette. And we actually are paying homage to our local artists here. So we will have plastered on our piano local poets, local writers, and photos of local musicians and bands. So it's going to be a really cool project when it's all done.
I understand they'll be auctioned off at the end of the downtown event sometime in October. That ought to be interesting.
Yeah, I have no idea. Hopefully whoever gets our piano enjoys it and makes good use of it. I mean, they're all workable, so they do all play. So who knows, these could be in people's homes.
That's beautiful, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rich Schmerling, and I'm here at the Revision Gallery with...
Marjorie Meyer.
So tell me, the event today, what's it all about?
Get Behind the Arts. We're promoting the arts in Racine and Kenosha. We're trying to feature the wonderful artists that produce work throughout this area, southeast Wisconsin. We have quality art here that compares with anything you could find in Chicago, and we want people to know about us.
I've taken a look around the gallery. You do have some very impressive artwork here.
Thank you. I have a selection of artists from Racine, Kenosha, and general southeast Wisconsin area, and very proud of all of them.
What kind of hours does the gallery hold usually?
We're open Thursday through Saturday from 11 to 5 and Sundays from noon to 4. And we're also open Monday through Wednesday by appointment.
Oh, very interesting. Is there anything special you got going on in the gallery with a couple of artists today?
Yes, we have 4 self-taught artists from Milwaukee being featured this month in our upstairs gallery, and 2 of them are doing the demonstrations for us today. We thought people need to be familiar with some of the techniques that they use, and Tracy, who does the encaustics, works with wax, and a lot of people are not familiar with that process, so we thought it would be interesting to the public. And Rhonda does assemblage, which is a very popular type of artwork these days, and a lot of people interested in taking classes.
What's your address, and do you have a web presence?
Yes, my address is 4625 Sheridan Road in Kenosha, and you can find us on Facebook, Revision Gallery.
Well, thank you very much for your time today. It's been a pleasure.
Valerie, and I'm with your name.
Tracy Thomas.
Tracy, nice to see you today. What do you think of the Get Behind the Arts event today?
I think it's fun. I think it's a good way for artists like myself to interact with the community so they can find out a little bit about us and our work and how we do it.
All right, let's hear about your work. Now, you're an artist, and what do you do?
I'm an encaustic artist mostly, but I do work in oil and watercolor as well. Encaustic, though, is different in that I need a heated surface to heat the paint, and then I print with paper, or I'll heat actual pots and use it to paint, sort of like oil paint. But the difference is I need heat, and when I'm putting the different layers together, I have to use a heat gun or a torch to get it to melt together.
Great. How long does it take to do one of these?
Well, the pieces on paper, Usually a couple of days. I go back and I'll reprint and overprint, and so a couple of days maybe to do those. The other bigger paintings, a couple of weeks sometimes.
Do you have your own gallery?
No, I don't.
Okay, so you work out of your home, or?
Yes, I have a studio in my house.
All right, let's hear about what, do you have like a website presence, a Facebook or anything like that?
I'm on Facebook. It's a T2 Fusion Studio.
All right, and I'm with your name?
Rhonda Gatlin Hayes.
Rhonda, nice to see you today. What do you think of the event today?
I think it's wonderful that Revisions Gallery and Get Behind Art has given artists the opportunity to be here and participate in the event. It's really great.
Well, let's hear about your artwork. What do you do?
I do found object fabric assemblage art.
And what is that?
That is taking fabric and found objects and assembling pieces of art together to make something new, creative, and different.
How did you get involved in that?
As it came about as when I had a death in the family and I inherited a lot of things, and I decided to do something with those things instead of disregard them. And I started looking at things that were disregarded and thrown away as useful pieces that could be made into something else instead of being disregarded and thrown away.
They're very impressive. I know. Is that yours right over there? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
That's called Sun Goddess, and a lot of my pieces are faces, masks. And this piece here derives from the idea. I have a granddaughter who is albino, and she's albinism is when you have low pigmentation, and she has a sensitivity to the sun. So in reverse of that, I made a piece of art in homage to her, which allows says that she's can be part of the sun, because my granddaughter is not able to be in the sun. She'll get burned because she's albinism.
Very nice.
This here was made in honor of my mother. The vase is made from broken Christmas bulbs. The shelf is made from a broken necklace. The stems and leaves are made from pipe cleaners, and the flowers are made from pieces of her fabric that she used when she was quilting. And the buttons are from her collection, in which I inherited when she passed away.
Do you have your own gallery where people can look at your artwork? How can people see your artwork?
No, I don't have a gallery. I just I have a Facebook page, and it's Rhonda L. Gatlin Hayes Facebook.
And I see, what are these, bookmarks?
Bookmarks, yes. These are assemblage bookmarks. I like to assemble things. Like I said, I love to read, and I think that reading is important for children. And I like to sometimes go to the schools and do bookmark making for the children for Black History Month. I love to read, so I thought that this would be a good idea to take some fabric and pictures of well-known African Americans and assemble them on bookmarks to encourage reading.
Great. Well, very impressed on the bookmarks and the artwork, framed artwork. Just really, really impressive. And we thank you so much for coming to this great event, Get Behind the Arts, and thanks so much for talking to us today. Well, thank you for tuning in to the Get Behind the Arts event. Rich, what did you think of it?
It was a beautiful day for a beautiful event, and I'm looking forward to doing it again next year.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next year.